Alright, gonna try to do a update. We're doing some projects out of this shop. In fact, one's in here now. Got my son's truck, 95 Ranger 4-wheel drive with the 4-liter in it. Right now it doesn't run. Got electrical issue going on, so that's probably the immediate project that's in here that we'll work on. And there's this thing, 98 Chevy 2-wheel drive 1500. I bought it off a guy. The engine had a knock, so I bought it off a guy because the body's in really good shape. Transmission's good. Anyway, it needed an engine, so I actually picked up an engine, held on to it for the engine for a couple years, and put it in the truck. Fired it up, it ran great, no knocks. And then it started leaking coolant. Well, apparently the block got cracked. Apparently water was left in it. It probably froze, cracked the block on the driver's side. So that's going to come back out. And I've got this truck, which I picked up for the engine. This is like a 97 half-ton 4-wheel drive. The engines apparently around here for the 5.7 start out minimum of $500. So I picked up this whole truck for $600. And it ran, drove it up on the trailer. Got here to the farm and drove it off the trailer. And last time I went to start it up, turned the key on, it immediately started leaking fuel. So there's a line or something, but I don't have to go very far. Everything works inside. This is a little issue, but as long as you don't take the key out. So I'll be taking this engine and put it in that blue Chevy. So that's one project. Pick this truck up. It runs. Just doesn't look very good. Had a steel tail light. Anyway, oh, it warms up. The water pump was out of this altogether. Replaced the water pump, got it nice and warm. Oil pressure was good, and then the oil pressure dropped. So, suspect an O-ring on the pickup tube or an oil pump. So, I'm going to try the O-ring first. I think it's fairly easy to get to. Replace that, see if that does. If that doesn't work, well, then the new water pump has to come off, timing cover come off, and then replace the water pump, put a set of gears in it, and be done with it. Timing gears and chain. And there's this, my first truck, 86 S10, 4-wheel drive, 4-cylinder. I essentially overheated the engine and ruined it. So, gonna need an engine. And it's been parked for 20 years. Yeah. So, maybe get an engine for it. This takes the Iron Duke engine, 4-speed. Cannot get this thing stuck. And I've got to make a scrap run when the weather gets a little better. All this crap is gonna go. And we're also racing this year. So, my son's car, just need to get it ready. Shouldn't need anything other than basic maintenance stuff. So, and this year, right now, the plan is somebody else is going to drive it for him because he's getting ready to go to college. He'll be going out of state. So, yeah, that's where we're at with that. Here's the remains of the race car I built for 2019. Got into one race, the 2020 season, and rolled it. So, to build another one. Back wheel tucked under the car, lifted the car, front end dug in, snapped the lower control arm and the knuckle, and it rolled one time and landed flat. Engine was still running, so we pulled all that out and put it in my son's car. It's the engine, transmission, computer. And he raced a handful of races. And of course there'll be little farm repairs here and there, or possibly equipment. So, give you one example here. This farm wagon. Definitely gonna need tires. They're all shot, so maybe one easy repair coming up hopefully soon. Not within the next few weeks, but sometime this year. Probably have some farm equipment gonna try to get rid of. It won't get used, and if we don't get rid of it, it'll just rot. So, another project. And here's the new race car in all its glory. It's stripped, ready to have a cage put in it. Son's worked on the engine for it last night, so we'll get that together. I've got a transmission for it. Need to swap something with it, like the shift or the clutch fork. I think there was a small issue, but yeah. She's stripped, ready to go. And if we're feeling froggy, we got at least 2 more we can prepare for race cars. A 2nd gen we can turn into a race car. And if need be, 1 more 1st gen. So, that's the race car picks. Got a little bit of work to do. Yeah, also, like I said, some farm equipment to possibly get rid of. A planter, got a hay rake, set of discs, and harvester or combine, whatever. Get rid of that. There's a set of plows over there. Oh, and if anybody is a diesel guy looking for an engine, there's this thing. Engine's locked up, but I think the clutch is good in it. Significant value. I don't know much about it. I put it on Marketplace a while back. I had it on Craigslist and it had a guy lined up to sell it, and my dad changed his mind, and so I canceled that, and then he turned around 2 weeks later and wanted to try again. I think he realized that it's not going to get used, but it sucks that it was ready to go. Anyway, so yeah, there's that. And if we get really super froggy and need something, we might turn this 86 CRX into a race car. I don't know yet. It's my brother's car, but obviously he's not using it. So, be a good candidate. Short wheelbase. Floor's, I guess, rotted out pretty bad, but weld in a sheet metal floor and put a cage in it. Sport bars here and on the other side. I think it'll work just fine. It's already got a manual. Fuel tank somewhere. Fuel tank it's in it. Stock fuel tank's rusted out. So then you decide whether you go fuel cell or find another stock tank. There it is. So there's that. So there is no shortage of projects I can do. Yeah, full-time job, part-time job, the racing stuff. Son's going to college. All these projects, any kind of farm repair stuff, mostly buildings or fixing up what little equipment we would keep. We got tractors. We got a dozer that needs, got a John Deere 350 dozer. I think it's 78, 73, I don't know. Anyway, one of the, I think it's called a track actuator, probably needs replaced. So there's that. If you guys saw the other videos, the 53 Ferguson, the hydraulics that hold the drawbar, I believe there's some kind of valve inside the rear end that needs taken out and probably cleaned, maybe replaced. So add that to the list. So there'll be no shortage of stuff to do. This farm's an hour from where I live, but this is where I grew up. Yeah. And there's where we camp. So there's a cabin up there, a little 10 by 10 cabin now. So there's that. So, yeah. There's always something. Stay in school, kids.